Hey Joe, it's Folks here. In today's video, we're talking about a product that people are buying all year long, but especially right now as I am making this video, Father's Day is coming up. This product here is a custom puzzle where your customers can upload their photo, they can add their name, maybe a date, and you can turn it into a truly emotional gift that people are going to be willing to pay real money for. Now, what you are going to love about this is that this is not only super profitable. In most cases, you're going to be making over $20 in profit every single time you sell this, but the best part is that you do not need to be a designer. You also don't need to know anything about coding. Once you set this up, it is going to run on autopilot. That's what I'm going to show you how to do inside of this video today. We're going to go step by step. I'm going to keep it super simple, so that way, even if you're just getting started, you can follow along and sell something like this on your print-on-demand store. If you do not have a store, I do have a free course. It is called POD for Dummies. There is a link down in the description inside or over 30 videos showing you how to build your Shopify store and get started with social media marketing. Like I said, that is completely free, and there is a link down in the description. Now, before we jump into the tutorials on how to bring this to life, the first thing I want to talk about is your niche, because honestly, this is the type of thing that makes or breaks a print-on-demand product like this. Technically, you could just let your customers upload any photo that they want, but the puzzles that are like that don't actually sell. They're not tied to something meaningful. They're not tied to something specific. They are just a photo on a puzzle. In order to bring this to life, we want to actually target a specific niche. Now, I want to give you a few ideas of some different things that are actually working within the world of print-on-demand. The first one is going to be family portraits. Obviously, everybody, for the most part, has a family that they love and that they adore, and this could be something that you do where you take a photo of the entire family or just the kids. This could be something that is obviously popular for Mother's Day. Father's Day is also coming up. You could also sell this as a gifting item all year long. Now, the next one is pet lovers. People love doing puzzles with their dogs or their cats' faces on it. It's weird, but honestly, it works. This is an extremely popular print-on-demand niche when it comes to personalized photos. You can find print-on-demand products with people's pets' faces on them all over the place, but puzzles are probably pretty low in terms of competition. Another big one when it comes to the world of print-on-demand is gifts for new homeowners. Typically, you will see things like wall art, posters, and canvases with the photo of somebody's new house on it. What I'm talking about here is doing that with a puzzle. Basically taking a picture of the new house with the move-in date on it. This is something that could make a great housewarming gift. It could even be purchased by their realtor. You could also do memorial gifts. These are going to be for someone who lost a loved one and wants to remember them with something special. This honestly also does not have to be just a gifting type item. Anybody who has lost a loved one and wants to have some sort of a memorial type item could be your customer here. And lastly, of course, sports teams, youth sports, even fantasy football type stuff could be turned into puzzles. Sports is a massive niche within the personalization world inside of print on demand, and one way that you can take it to the next level would be by creating a custom puzzle. What I'm talking about here is taking like a photo of somebody's kid who is playing a specific sport and turning it into a puzzle. You could add something like a jersey number or the last name of the child and basically create a puzzle that looks like a sports card. The point here is to not, like I said at the beginning, just create a generic puzzle with the customer's photo on it. We actually want to be targeting a specific niche, and that is going to be done by our photo choice and what we're doing with the actual design of the puzzle. Now, obviously, the next step after you choose a niche is actually figuring out what you're going to do for the personalization. This is honestly what takes a regular puzzle and turns it into a gift that people are actually going to spend money on. Now, we already kind of touched a little bit on the photo. That's the obvious one. That's the main piece of your puzzle. But if you really want to take it to the next level, you're going to also want to add some sort of text. You could focus on things like their names, maybe the names of their children, the pets' names, or even a last name of the family who is receiving the puzzle. Another thing you could focus on is dates. You could highlight a specific move-in date if it was some sort of a homeowner product. You could also focus on anniversary dates, birth dates, or whatever actually applies to the niche that you are catering to. You can also focus on locations, basically like where someone lives, the city and the state. You could also allow someone to enter their own text. For example, your puzzle could say the Smith family lake house or something like that. And sometimes you could even add a short message, some sort of a quote that the buyer is not personalizing, something like "we love you, Dad," or "you are our missing piece," or something like that. The idea here though is that when you combine those things, a good photo, a couple of pieces of text, and maybe 1 or 2 lines of static text, basically a quote that you are not letting them personalize, that is where you create the type of product that people are actually going to buy on an impulse, one that they're going to be interested in spending money on to give to someone as a gift. And like I said, with this video today, we are going to be demonstrating how to automate all of this. What I'm trying to cover right now is a lot of the stuff that's going to make your product actually sell. In a moment, we're going to be showing how inside of a tool called T in Blue, you can automate all of this, where you could literally sell your puzzles while you're sleeping. Now, T in Blue is a tool that lets your customer actually personalize the product on your website before they buy it. The best part is they are going to see a live preview of their design as well, which means when they upload their photo, when they add their custom text, they're going to see what it actually looks like. Using a software like T in Blue is honestly crucial when selling this type of item, because if your customer can't see what they're actually creating, they might not actually pull the trigger and buy. Now, in a moment, we're going to do a full demonstration on how to actually use T in Blue to sell this sort of a thing. T in Blue also has tons of free design templates that you can use for many different print-on-demand products. They also sync with a bunch of different print-on-demand suppliers, which means as soon as your customer actually finishes personalizing their design and they place their order, T in Blue is going to send it directly to your print provider, which means while you're sleeping, they could literally buy a personalized design from you and you do not have to do anything. Down in the pinned comment of this video, as well as the description, I'm going to put a link where you can get an extended trial to T in Blue, so that way you can play with it and see if it's something that's going to work for the types of products that you are looking to sell. Now, as you know, we're trying to create this here. You can see the product page is fully set up for a design like this. We can come on here and we could type in some different names. We could type Joe, we could type Ben, and we could type Lisa. We can also go right here and upload a photo, and once we do, it would actually give us a live preview of our photo. That's what we're going to create right now inside of T in Blue. And like I said, if you are doing something besides a print-on-demand puzzle, everything that I show you today would apply to whatever product you are actually selling. Now, here I am inside of T in Blue. Now, the first thing we're gonna need to do is create what's called a product base. Every design that you create within T in Blue, you have to apply to a specific product, and that starts with what they call the product base. So I'm gonna click that in the menu here. I'm then going to click at the top right, import product. Now, you are seeing some stuff populated here in my window. You are not going to see that on your own because you're likely gonna be starting this from scratch. We're just gonna click on import product at the top right. Now, what you're going to see here are a whole bunch of different providers that T in Blue actually connects to. You're going to be able to connect the API connection to your supplier. You can click view details and read how to do that if there's a specific supplier that you are going to be using where you need to connect the API. For this, we're going to be using Shine On. I've already connected the API here, and what we're going to be able to do is literally create designs for any print-on-demand product inside of the Shine On catalog. Now, for the sake of this video, we are focused on puzzles. So I'm just going to type in puzzle right here, so that way we can queue up our product very, very quickly. And we're going to go ahead and select the 8x10 puzzle right here. We can do that by simply clicking on import. Now, the next thing we need to do is apply an artwork to the product base that we just created. So what we're going to do here is click on the artwork tab. Any of the designs that you've previously created would show inside of here. For the sake of this video, we're going to go ahead and click on new artwork up at the top. Now, when you do this, there's a couple of different things that we're going to need to do. The first is we're going to need to actually name this. I am just going to name this Puzzle Test 2 for the sake of this video. Now, the next thing we're going to need to do is actually put in the pixel size for our design. The best thing to do here is to import the print area size from the actual product within the print on demand supplier. If I click that there, what I'm going to be able to do is search from my available product bases. Now, if you remember, I just added the puzzle product base from Shine On. So now if I click on this drop down here, we're going to see that puzzle right here. Any of the product bases that you add into T and Blue from one of your print on demand suppliers is easily going to be showing right in here. We're going to go ahead and select that. We're then going to click select right over here. And we're going to go ahead and now click save. You can see we now have a blank canvas right inside of T and Blue to begin making our design. The first thing we're going to do is upload an image. Now, depending on what you're doing, you're going to need to get yourself an image. For the sake of this video, we are creating a family portrait themed design. So I have a family portrait. I'm going to go ahead and click image and upload that in. From here, what you'd be able to do is upload the photo from your computer. You could just click right up here and it would allow you to upload it. I have already done that, so I'm going to go ahead and just select that photo over here and then press select in the corner. Now from here, we need to enable the personalization options with this actual photo. This is the layer of the photo. Next to it, we will see a pencil icon. If we click that, we can open up some different personalization options. For this, we're going to select upload photo. Now, when it comes to the option title, we're going to basically here just tell the customer what to do. So we're just going to type upload your photo. We're now going to select direct upload, no editor. If you did want to allow the customer to crop or reposition the photo, you could select the other ones here if you'd like. You'll also want to make sure that you have the live preview selected so that way the customer can actually see their photo on your mockup. There's also some additional things down here where you can add some instructions to your customer if you'd like. You could also apply some conditional settings as well. For the sake of this video, we're going to leave that all on the default setting. What we're now going to need to do is give the customer the ability to add their text. We're going to do that by simply just clicking text right here. Now, what you'll see is that T and Blue has populated some text here for us. If I click the pencil icon here, I could change this text right here. Now, let's say that this was a family portrait type puzzle. Maybe what I would type here is the Miller family or something like that. And what that's going to do is it's going to display this as a preview. Now, the problem is we can't see that text right now at all. We need to change the color of it. I'm going to make it white. I'm also going to add a black border to it by turning on this stroke setting here. We're going to make the stroke about 5 pixels wide. Maybe we'll make it a little bit larger, maybe about 10 or so, and we'll see how that is looking. What we're also going to do is change the size of this. Maybe we'll start at like 300, maybe a little bit higher than that. 360 might be good. And we're going to drag this right down to the bottom. Now, personally, I think it's still not that visible, so I'm going to increase this stroke even more. Maybe we'll go up to 25 or so. You could also play around with the fonts if you'd like to. For the sake of this video, I'm going to leave it as is. Now, what we're going to need to do here is add some personalization settings. Now, the first setting is right here, enable personalization. Underneath option title, we will type here, enter your custom text. We'll do, for an example, the Miller family, like so. That way, in your actual product page, it's going to show like this right here. You will be able to change some limits here. You could limit the characters to 20 or 25 or something like that. That way someone doesn't type too much. What you'll also be able to do here is allow the customers to change the text color or even the actual font as well. Now, the next step would be adding in the different names of the people inside of the family. Again, we're going to add another text layer here. We're going to go ahead and click on the pencil icon. We're going to right here type in Michael, Jane, and Ruby. Maybe those are the 3 names of the people inside of the photo. We're then going to make sure that this is in fact a personalized text layer. We're going to down here type enter your names. We're then going to scroll down, and in the example section here, we'll type in Michael, Jane, and Ruby. That way they can see an example of this inside of your product page. You'll also want to edit this text as well. Same thing as before. before. We're just going to keep this super simple. We're going to enable this stroke, basically this black layer around the actual text. We're going to set this to about 20 or so. We're going to drag this down here. Now, what we're also going to do is, just like before, make this a little bit larger, maybe something like that. I think that is looking pretty sharp. Now, again, depending on what you are doing, you're going to be doing some different things here in terms of how you're actually piecing together the design. For the sake of this video, I am just doing a very simple family portrait. You could, if you'd like to, actually create a much more detailed design inside of Photoshop. You could then upload the PSD directly into TNBlue, or if you don't have Photoshop, you could do the entire design right here inside of TNBlue. Once you have your design like you'd like it, you're going to go ahead and click Save and Close. Now, so far inside of TNBlue, we have created a product base, which is basically pulling the actual product from the print-on-demand supplier. We also created our artwork, which we can see right here. The next thing we have to do is create what's called a campaign. A campaign is basically you blending the product base with the artwork. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and click on campaigns. We're then going to click on buy product base. Now, at the top right, what you're going to be able to do is click new campaign. You can give this a name. This name is really just for you. So whatever you name this, make it something that you're actually going to remember. For the sake of this video, I'm going to call this Puzzle Demo 2, and then go ahead and click Save. Now, from here, we have to add the product and the artwork. So what I'm going to do is click the plus. I'm then going to select the puzzle that we have been working with. We're then going to go ahead and click on Select Artwork. And again, you're going to see all of the artwork that you have created. This one here is the one that we just created together. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. What we've now done is we've blended the product base from Shine On with the artwork that we have created. And we can see a live preview of this right here. The text option actually does work. I could type in here, Jill, Jack, and Molly or something like that. Really, whatever you are looking to type, it will automatically work. And like I said, this is something that the customer is actually going to see. If someone did come on your store and they put in all of their information and they added this to their cart and they went to checkout, the best part is that TNBlue is going to make this design file for you. They're going to send it directly to your print-on-demand provider, and literally while you're sleeping, you will be fulfilling personalized orders with TNBlue. The last thing to do is to scroll back to the top here and go ahead and click Launch. This is going to publish the product to your print-on-demand store. And now you will have this for sale on your store. And like I said, the best part is that your customers can come on the store, they can personalize it, they can see a live preview of exactly what it is they're going to get, and while you are sleeping, TNBlue will send your design file to your print-on-demand supplier. Like I said, down in the description and in the pinned comment of this video, I do have an extended trial link that TNBlue has given to my audience. So definitely check that out if you're looking to use TNBlue. Hopefully this was helpful. If you are in the process of getting a print-on-demand store together, definitely check out my POD for Dummies course. Like I said, it is completely free. There's over 30 videos showing you how to build your store and get started with social media marketing. And like I said, there is a link for that down in the description as well. If you have any questions about TNBlue personalization or just tips about selling print-on-demand puzzles, make sure to leave those down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.